On this hot summer day, the Biloxi beach is inviting, and the water you hear at the Hurricane Camille Memorial almost calming. 50 years ago, it was anything but.
It's now 6:30 p.m. Sunday in Biloxi, Mississippi, and the hurricane is really beginning to be felt here.
Channel 4's Jim Metcalf was on the scene as the coast braced for Camille's landfall. In reality, nothing could have prepared people in South Mississippi for what was to come. The Category 5 hurricane's winds were so strong they broke most of the wind recording devices, although one reading put them at 175 miles an hour. 24-foot seas in some areas caused massive destruction that people spent decades trying to describe. Here's how Bill Elder did.
This scene here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast is almost like an endless nightmare, almost like an endless one-act play with some sort of a macabre ending.
The storm was so powerful, for some it was difficult to even make sense of what it had done.
Bound to be in here somewhere because all these are the houses that came from in this vicinity. They're all right in here in this neighborhood, but mine was right on the corner and I don't even see it. Yonder!
It was like World War III. I mean, landmarks were gone. South of the railroad track was just a disaster area. It just changed the coast.
Ed Blakesley lived north of the strike zone in Laurel, but was sent south for his job with the Mississippi Power Company. 50 years later, as he looks at photos in this new exhibit at the Maritime and Seafood Industry Museum in Biloxi, it brings everything back.
Katrina looked the same way. Katrina looked the same way.
Photos in the exhibit chronicle Camille's wide path of destruction across the coast.
And what we've done is we've broken it down by city. So each panel is a different city and kind of goes across the coast. You start the far west with Bay St. Louis and work our way east.
There's also a hands-on exhibit that recreates the phone banks that were set up to give survivors a way to call their loved ones. Now picking up a phone lets you hear audio of a Camille survivor story. Surviving and thriving, even in the face of killer storms like Camille and Katrina, is something the Gulf Coast is known for. Museum staffer Corey Christie sees a parallel in one memorial photo.
And one of the great photos I love is the Biloxi Lighthouse still standing, because that's been there through all the storms, all the major storms. I mean, it took damage and needed repair, but it's still there, and I think that's kind of a good symbol of the coast and what we're about.
That was Chris Franklin reporting for us. That exhibit runs through November 30th, the end of hurricane season. It's at the Maritime and Seafood Industry Museum in Biloxi. Tickets are $10.